Buongiorno YouTube, it's Trevor here, Summit or Nothing. Today I'm going to discuss with you some of my favourite places on Dartmoor to camp. Do bear in mind that this is only places that I have camped myself. There's still many places I haven't camped, which I really would like to. E.g. Fir Tor, I can't wait to get back out there. I don't know why I haven't really, it was the second place I went on Dartmoor and I haven't been back since. But that's a really remote tour, that'll be a good one just to test your mettle.
It makes you think that maybe you shouldn't be taking those risks when you're in such a remote place.
Links Tor always looks quite interesting to me. I'd like to get out there. Now we are in the middle of the moor. I never thought today that I'd come this deep in when I left this morning. So yeah, it's been good. But also bearing in mind that these tours that I mention in this video, they are all going to be included in the camping map. So it's very important that you look up the Dartmoor camping map online. I'll put a link below. Make sure that where you're camping is safely in the purple permitted area. Also, make sure that you adhere to the Dartmoor rules. I've been through this a couple of times on certain videos. I'll put links to those videos below, and I'll also have my wild camping tips video linked at the end of this one, just in case you haven't seen that already. It's also worth bearing in mind that Dartmoor is a military training ground, so very often there will be exercises going on, so you can also keep an eye on that. I'll put a link below to the training exercise calendar as well. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to my favourite camping spots on Dartmoor. Let's go. Rowtor. Now Rowtor is a brilliant tour for beginners. It's based up at Okehampton military range. So again, as I said before, check the military times, the training times before you come up. But it is so close to the road that for a beginner, if you're a bit unsure, you've got a tent you're not sure of, or you're testing gear, it's a great place to come. You are literally less than 5 minutes away from your car, but once you get up onto the tour, you feel like you're in the middle of Dartmoor. It does feel like you are isolated. It's great. There's good views all around. You can see over to Shelstone, like Oke Tor, East Mill Tor. So it's a really great area. It's taking some views, but you're not too far. The next tour is Pew Tor. Here we are now then, Pew Tor. It's absolutely stunning up here. The views all around, lush green fields. It's a light breeze, shouldn't be too bad tonight, I hope. We'll soon see. Now Pew Tor is another one. You can park practically minutes away from it. It's in the Merrivale area. It's just on the edge of the moor, over towards Tavistock end. It's just down from what they call Windy Cross and Cox Tor. You've got good views of Vixen Tor, but it's a really interesting tour. It's almost like a big amphitheatre. It's like a big circle, and there's like a big flat place in the middle. I always think this bit's like a communal area. You can imagine like the Druids coming here and congregating, whether they did or not. There's loads of places to pitch tent, and again you feel like you're isolated. There's some great rocks around, so you can position your cooking stuff and what have you. Some chilli, he's hot enough. So now I'm going to tip the chilli in on top of the rice. Oh, look at that. And this time I didn't forget the cheese. It's quite a lot. But with Pew Tor, and I guess with Rowtor, you must bear in mind that they are going to be busy tours. There's going to be a lot of footfall there, so you might want to turn up late and leave early, because you get a lot of dog walkers coming up to these tours. Now, Shelstone Tor. Here we are now, Shelstone Tor. Do you know, it's funny, I've been here 3 times now. Every time it feels like a different tour. So again, we're up on the North Moor. This time it's easier to get to Shelstone Tor from over at Sourton. It's a mile and a half, something like that, from Sourton, but I took the patrons there. There was plenty of room for us to camp, but I've also done a really nice solo camp there, just over the other side, just on the edge of the West Okehampton Valley. Now the West Okehampton Valley is an amazing sight. It's this big deep valley. On the opposite side you have Oke Tor copse down at the bottom, and then Oke Tor, and if you look up the valley you can see Links Tor, and it's a little bit of a trek to go down for your water, but there is a water source right down at the bottom if you need it.
Right, so me and Chris have come down the hill here to get some water. Chris is immediately taken to getting his shoes off, getting his socks off. He's getting naked, he's getting right in. He's going for a dip. This is happening. Is that what's happening, Chris? Only with big toe.
It's a great place to have the sunset behind you, but in the morning you wake up and then behind Homerton Hill and over the other side behind Oke Tor you'll see the sunrise. It's absolutely stunning. It was a really great place to wake up. I went there early spring, really nice tour, and again, yeah, not too far to travel from your car. Another successful wild camp. All clear, left no trace. One last look at these views, and then the trundle back. So next I'm going to go Sheepstor. It's again not too far to travel from your car, but a really impressive tour, and it's quite high up, and you have some great views back over Rowtor Reservoir, which is, it's just stunning anyway, just to be there. It's a nice tour, Sheepstor. Brought the kids up here near to a road, so it's a good one for families to visit. Look at this, it's like a whole campsite for me here, isn't it? Got to camp here surely, it's too good not to. It's all level, firm, quite sheltered. It's not too bad a sight. I think I'm going to pitch it. I've only camped there once a long time ago when I first camped, but there's plenty of places to pitch up. But again, yeah, be careful, there will be a lot of footfall, so arrive late and leave early, I guess. Dog. When you're trying to get a nice shot and you're invaded by a dog, scared the shit out of me. Next is a tour that I've camped a couple of times, back again on the North Moor. This time we're going to head in a little bit, so a bit more isolated. It's a good sort of 45 minutes to an hour walk, I guess, and it's Oke Tor. There's thick fog today. Hopefully it'll thin out when the sun starts rising in a minute. The sun might burn it away. I wanted to see that low ground mist, but no, it comes in like this, but you know, it might move yet, fingers crossed. But still, I'm here on my own. It's peaceful, it's tranquil. It's my third time out on my own, and it's eerie, but it's not scary, you know. It's Oke Tor, I think it's a great little tour. You can pitch in tight to the rocks if you want, or there's some open plains around the side. You've got the great views looking back to Shelstone and over to Steeperton. That valley just is amazing. Or on the other side you've got the views over to East Mill Tor, and then the likes of Rowtor and High Willows and that. But Oke Tor, yeah, if you want to feel a little bit more isolated, it's a fantastic little tour to test out. I must say, Oke Tor, it's one of my favourite tours. I brought the kids up here the other day, the wife and family. Loads of different places up and around the rocks to sort of just chill out. My youngest son done a little bit of scrambling. I really enjoyed it. Oke Tor is quite near to Nafe's favourite tour to camp on, Steeperton Tor.
I don't know what it is I like about Steeperton so much. It is Steeperton, isn't it? It's got a little hut on it. It's very prominent, you know, and it just looks so isolated in the middle of nowhere. I think it's I like the feel of it for that reason, maybe. Just every time I get here it feels like an achievement as well, even though it's not that far to walk. I like it anyway.
Okay, so Trev did up. I missed out this tour when I was up in that tent reading. I had my little list, and for some reason I skipped Steeperton Tor. It's a beautiful tour. It's a real remote tour. That's why Nath likes it so much, the isolation. What I love about it is the views back over to Shelstone. It's one of my favourite views of that massive valley. You're up, really prominent. It's exposed up here. Views, amazing views. Out across there. I mean, they're stunning views looking up from sort of below Shelstone. But looking back that way as well, that is something else. Absolutely beautiful. However, it's not an abundance of places to pitch. Because it is so isolated, it can get busy. I don't think we've been out there much when no one else has sort of joined us. I was just looking over there and I see two lads walking this way from Oke Tor. Definitely got big backpacks on. Now the thing is, if they're walking past Oke Tor and they're thinking of camping out this way, they're probably thinking of camping up on Steeperton Tor. But the trouble is that you're so sort of isolated that you can't just pop across to the next tour. I know that when we went down there with the patrons, we had to drop down and find a pitch down below so we wasn't sort of ruining other people's nights. Because there was the four of us, we sort of found a plateau right down below where we pitched up. Next is Black Tor. Oh, this is awesome. This valley is so wide, so deep, breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. Now, Black Tor is one of my favourite places on Dartmoor. It's on the opposite side of the West Oakland Valley to Shelstone Tor, but it's considerably higher. Now, I remember being here, and to put into context of sort of the depth of that tour, a helicopter flew up the West Oakland Valley beneath me, and it was puny. I was amazed at how vast that valley is. I camped there once last year, or at the beginning of this year actually. I'd done a camp in the winter in my tarp, and it was absolutely freezing, but I found this nice little dip in there, and I set my tarp up over the top, and there we are, sort of my home. This is actually a really decent setup. Loads of room in here. I can have me bed along here that way, so I can like cook behind me. That way all the heat from the cooking will sort of circulate. Maybe. Yeah, it's loads of room. I can get all my kit out in here. I can see out. How about that? Good job it didn't rain, because that dip probably would have filled up with water. I should have learnt from Nath's mistakes, but it is a nice little spot. It's just beneath the likes of Fordsland's Ledge and then up to High Willow's, so you're right up there with the high tors. But yeah, just a nice little spot looking back down over Black Tor copse. Look at that mist creeping in, clinging to Corn Ridge, drifting down it. Oh. So next I am going to choose Great Staple Tor. So in the Merrivale area, you might have seen a video I've done about this in the past, where I sort of suggest that the Merrivale area is a great area to camp anyway, especially for beginners. That area is great because there's plenty of places to park along the way. Bearing in mind they're all free parking as well, so really great place. Great Staple Tor, I've camped there with my son before, so it's not too far to walk again from the car. Go on then.
You can do it with me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something or nothing!
I say nothing.
You do say nothing. There's no k on the end of it, mate. There's these really beautiful picturesque rocks I took a photo of the rocks with a rainbow behind and ponies. It's really nice. I've got that canvas set up on my wall at home at the moment. It's great. I went there back in the beginning of the summer this year with my friend Stan, and the wind was coming in and it was going to be quite exposed up on the top of Great Staple. So what we've done, we edged our way around to the eastern flank of the Tor. I don't think I've ever been on this side of the Tor. It's like a different area. And we found this really beautiful little spot there which sort of tucked us in the rocks, protected us from the wind, but then there was like this sweeping descent, and then it just opened up into views back over to the Four Winds car park, King's Tor. It just was an absolutely stunning spot, and yeah, one that I highly recommend you go and check out. In the same area, but over one, is Great Mis Tor. Oh boy. So again, if you park at Four Winds car park in the Merrivale area, Great Mis is just up the top of a hill. There's practically a track all the way up. Great Mis is a great one because you really do, again, feel isolated when you're not that far from the car, but there is so much land up there, flat, level ground. You are spoiled for choice of where to camp. Great Mis, beautiful tour. Loads of room for us all here. Chris has found a nice dry area here. Looks like this dry, it's flat. So we're going to pitch here. The boys are over there, pitching up there. You can tuck in from the wind, you can be exposed, you can have views from whatever direction you want, really. So yeah, Great Mis, it's just a great little tour. Next, over sort of towards Tor, Hound Tor area, is Chinkwell Tor. What a morning. This I've missed. Now I've chosen Chinkwell Tor because in that area it's a beautiful area, but it's really busy and it's right by the main roads, which some people don't like, but I actually think this is one of my favourite areas. The mini 10 tours walk that you can do around there that takes in all these tours is one of my favourite walks, but Chinkwell Tor in particular is one of the few places in that area that you are actually allowed to camp. You can't camp at Tor, you can't camp at Hound Tor. None of that falls into the purple on the camping map, whereas Chinkwell Tor does, and it's high enough up that you've got great views back over that entire area, and you can even see Bowman's Nose further over in the distance. But my favourite tour, I'll wrap this up quickly because it's coming in rough. My favourite tour for camping, it has to be Great Links Tor. So Great Links Tor all to myself. It's so eerie here tonight, it's so still, and it's just coming really, really foggy. It's one of my favourite views from Dartmoor. You're high up, it's got these really interesting pancake rocks. There's nice little places to tuck in, but if you're up there and there's other people, I mean, me and Nath struggled to find a patch when we went up there, and Carl, another YouTuber we knew, was up there. We ended up having to go down a fair bit. Right, we had a bit of a quick chat with Carl, but he seemed to have the best spot up at Great Links, so we're just down the hill a little bit, and we've come behind this mound here. It's about as good as we're going to get for the wind, isn't it, here? But the views are just amazing. Back over Devon and Cornwall, you can see the entire southwest from there, and you tower above it. You're just on this vast hill, and I mean, Great Links Tor, doesn't matter from what angle you look at it, it looks like a beast. Great Links, it's looking awesome from this angle. I always say it looks like a battleship. It does though, doesn't it? when you look at it from a distance, sort of coming back from North Devon, I see that whole side of the moor. Great Links looks the tallest, most prominent tor there is, but it isn't. Obviously it's not taller than High Willow's, but once you are up there, those views, absolutely stunning. My favourite tor, and that was my top favourite tors. So please let me know in the comments what your favourite tors are. And if there's any I've missed, or any you think that I should have a look at, if I haven't counted there already, please let me know in the comments, and I will get down to that very soon. Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you all again soon. Cheers!